We've been ministering in the city for over 2 decades, and a lot of people always ask, how does that happen? 95% of the church comes out of addiction, abuse. Everyone has a story to tell you.
My father was in Leavenworth Penitentiary. Shortly after I was born, my mother went to Dwight Penitentiary. So my grandparents took care of me. I had a good childhood. I did all the things normal kids did. Somewhere along the line, I lost course, and I wound up drinking, smoking. Subsequently, I dropped out of high school, and I hit the streets. That led to all kinds of things happening in my life. 1995, I got a job as a correctional officer. After my divorce and nervous breakdown, I lost the job. I gave up on life. And once again, I hit the street. In 2008, I wound up in jail. And that was the first time I'd ever spent some time in jail. I got out of jail, so I came to Minnesota. I was about clean and sober about 10 months at that time.
The mission and vision of the ICCM Life Center began on a paper napkin in a little cafe on Franklin Avenue. And what developed from that napkin over the last 20-some years is what we call our 4T ministry model. And the 4Ts is the different paradigms and the different programs that help us to make sure we're targeting, hitting, and helping the right people, where it moves them from takers to givers.
My most favorite part is when we first meet them, T1.
The first T is trauma. Trauma ministry is when we go to where hurting people are. We have programs, we go to the shelter.
All right, street teams, monthly outreaches, giving turkeys at Thanksgiving, giving gifts at Christmas, all for the purpose of meeting the person just as they are.
And so I remember it was Saturday night, and I asked one of the guys, I said, "Where's the recovery church at?" I said, "I need to go to church. I need to get connected. I need God. I need a church."
The second T stands for treatment. It's really spiritual treatment. We know that if the heart isn't changed, all the help on the outside doesn't help as much. So our treatment programs, we have Sunday worship, Thursday worship, we have men's, women's support groups.
So I got into the discipleship class and been going forward from then on.
Then moving from T2 to T3 is really the meat of our ministry. It's the transformation programs. Romans chapter 12, 1 and 2, where our lives are changed by renewing our minds. So while the mother is in women's support group or in the life skills training program, their teenager is in youth group, the children are in tutoring, or they're in our children's program. So we're really able to help the entire family at the same time.
I'll never forget, me and Pastor Chris were talking, and I told him, I said, "Man, Pastor Chris, they're paying all my rent, they're paying my bills." And Pastor Chris said, "Well, James, just wait till you can support yourself financially." And I looked at him and I was thinking to myself, I said, "What do you mean? These people are paying all my bills and everything." I said, why would I ever want anything different? But I learned that I can't live that way, that I'm not supposed to live that way. That was a temporary solution that God had provided to help me get on my feet.
My favorite part is T4.
The fourth T is they become themselves trainers.
I found a home here at ICCM. I got involved in the outreaches. I was involved in the skits that Pastor Monica puts on. I got involved with helping to set up and tear down wherever I was needed. I met my wife in the discipleship class, and as of June 28th, I became a correctional officer. So God has restored the position that I was blessed with 15 years ago.
Of course, the programs in themselves don't change the life, but what is supernatural is what God does in people's life while they're going through the process. The core of our programming comes through the power of Jesus Christ and the cross.
One of the most beautiful things that happens is we form this community. We become like family.
While being here at the Life Center, I've seen so many people's lives change. I've witnessed women and children go from the shelters to being independent to their own apartments. I've witnessed families being reunited. I've witnessed people go from drug addicts to what we call responsible members of society through worship, through discipleship, through life skills training. I've witnessed so many miracles. I'm one. I'm a living witness.
Every face that you see at the Life Center is a story of redemption and hope and change. As they come to us in one phase or another,
and they find God in their life, they discover the plan of God, that God has a plan for them, that He always had a plan for them, but they just didn't know.